The power of options. Psychoschematics. Get in the game. Now, for this episode of Film Study, we're going to be talking about a topic that is starting to change the way defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators think about game planning and how to play in the NFL. We're going to talk about a growing trend in play calling within the NFL. I'm talking about post-snap run-pass options and pre-snap run-pass options. And yes, I had to make a distinction when talking about this because they are two completely different things. So, when talking about this, I'm going to show you examples of both a post-snap run-pass option and a pre-snap run-pass option. Because like I said before, they're two completely different things. They have major distinctions in how they're executed. Therefore, I must show you both to see how they have a difference in how the style of execution. Now, obviously I said pre-snap and post-snap. Pre-snap is before the snap of the ball, and post-snap is after the ball is snapped from the center. Let's get it. Post-snap run-pass option. In this play, Brady puts a receiver in motion to see whether it's zone or man coverage. He simulates a handoff to the running back, and then with that information, it tells him that he can execute a quick slant towards the inside for that slot wide receiver Hogan. Now, look at it again. He sends the wide receiver in motion to see whether it's zone or man, and he notices that the middle linebacker is dropping into the box to attack the run fits. So, with post-snap run-pass options, they're looking at the linebackers to see whether or not they have the numbers to be able to run the ball. Brady notices that the linebacker drops into the run fits, so that's a passing situation. And like I said before, he moves a wide receiver, the slot wide receiver, to see whether it's zone or man, to see whether or not that slant would be impeded by impending zone coverage on the back end. Excellent play. And we'll show you once again. You see? He's making those signals to try to tell the wide receiver to get into motion, try and test what they're going to do next. That middle linebacker drops to the run fits, and that leaves for an easy executed slant throw. Wide open, right in the middle. Excellent execution. And moving on to another play. Now in this play, this is a zone scheme run pass option. This is a post-snap run pass option. Now, the play is designed to give the ball to Blunt to the inside. However, Nick Foles notices that outside linebacker is playing the run gap, so he takes the ball and decides to throw it to Ertz. Now, what's really interesting about this play's execution is the tight end within this play, Ertz, is acting as if he's going to block. And then number 10, Hollins, executes a pick play. So he gets into the way of Harrison, the safety, so it leaves him wide open, leaves Ertz wide open. Excellent play design. Now in this play, Wentz is analyzing the box of defenders at the line of scrimmage. He notices that 5 defenders on the line of scrimmage and that the middle linebacker is waiting to analyze to see the run fits and to see whether or not they're going to be running the ball, passing the ball. So in this play, he just executes a handoff. He sees that linebacker off the edge is coming free on the blitz, so he just executes that quick out throw. Post-snap RPO. Now, this is also another post-snap RPO. Aaron Rodgers is analyzing the defense. This is a 4-vert concept of the post-snap RPO, and he's basically reading the middle linebacker that has that little rectangle over it, reading to see their reaction to the play. Now, Aaron Rodgers is going to eventually simulate a handoff. If that linebacker that has that rectangle over it attacks the run fits, attacks the run gaps, he'll throw a quick pass. If that linebacker that's being highlighted is going to drop back into a zone-like coverage or try to drop back into coverage, then he'll just simply hand the ball off to the running back. So this is all about giving the quarterback options within the offensive scheme to either run the ball or pass the ball based on what the defense is doing. Now, that linebacker within this play is considered a conflict defender, and he's in conflict because he's the main responsibility for the run gap that may be involved in the play, and he's also the main responsibility for that passing gap that Rodgers may throw into within this play. So that linebacker is being highlighted is the conflict defender within this play. The concept of the conflict defender is a very important concept within post-snap run-pass options. So remember that. He's the conflict defender in this play. Now, interestingly, not every post-snap run-pass option may have a conflict defender. It just depends on how the blocking scheme is executed. But typically with zone scheme blocks, yes, there will most likely be a conflict defender within the plays. Now, like I said before, it really comes down to how the offensive coordinator or the play designer draws up the play and how it's executed. But for the most part, most post-snap RPOs have a conflict defender within the play. And like I said before, he's being highlighted again just to drive home the point that he's the conflict defender. What this defender does within this play will ultimately result in what the quarterback's decision will be within the play. And as you can see, Rodgers is reading his eyes, reading the linebacker, who's the conflict defender in this play. And then at some point, he'll get rid of the ball, and then he'll make a decision based on what the conflict defender's decision will be. Since he went towards the run gap to try to defend the run, Rodgers got rid of it quickly. Simple play. And show you it one more time. Well executed play. And he got yards after the catch too. Well designed play. Now in this play is finally a pre-snap run pass option. Now with the pre-snap run pass option, this play will be analyzing the defense. And if Rodgers decides to run the ball, he'll run the ball towards the area that has the right amount of numbers within the formation. So let's say if it's 6-man box and they have 6 blockers, then Rodgers will select a run play. However, if you see the 2 cornerbacks for the Cardinals on the outside and that slot wide receiver nearest to the line of scrimmage, they have a numerical advantage. So Rodgers is going to pick the option with the numerical advantage. And the numerical advantage is just to the quick slot bubble screen. And that's what pre-snap run pass options is all about. Finding out where the positional and formational numerical advantages are on the field. Analyzing which players will most likely affect the play based on their positioning on the field, and then decide, okay, I'm either going to run the ball based on the amount of defenders that are in the box, or I'll just throw a quick screen or a quick pass based on the amount of defenders that are in the area of where I'm going to throw the ball. Very simple, very easy to execute. Now, me personally, I prefer post-snap RPOs, but pre-snap RPOs, it's very simple to execute. It gives you easy yards. You're typically not going to get a huge play with a pre-snap RPO, but it's simple and it's easy to execute. And you see, Rodgers makes an accurate throw, gives the wide receiver a chance to get some yards after the catch. As you can see, throws it to the front of his body so that he doesn't have to reach back. He can put his momentum towards the front of the field so he can gain yardage after the catch. So that makes it a good throw, and ultimately it depends on what he's able to do and how many defenders he's able to make missed in this particular situation moving forward. This was a Psycho Schematics production. And another video of the Wizard, Aaron Rodgers himself, making another play. Who makes plays like that? Come on.
How in the world did he get out of there?
Talent, go.
Ezekiel Ansah came in, and it looked like he had him developed, and somehow Rodgers is able to sneak past him.
You remember when you asked him last night something about how do you know people are coming? Do you just feel